Hey guys, so today we're going to make a really simple pie crust. This recipe is by Betty Crocker. I've used it for several years and I absolutely love it because of its ease. So what we're going to need to start off with is flour, water, shortening, and some salt. What I start off by doing is mixing the salt and the flour together, since those are our two dry ingredients. So I'll just stir those together and mix it up just real quick. And once those two are incorporated, you add in the shortening. And usually what I do is start off with like 2 forks, just until I can get the ball of shortening kind of broken up. And once I've got that pretty much broken up, usually what I'll do is I always end up with 1 fork and I use the side of the bowl. And this is just what I find easier. You just, do whatever you find is easier for you, but this is what I find works the best for me. I just use the side of the bowl until I've got the shortening incorporated well into the flour. As you can see here, we still got some large lumps of shortening, so we still need to keep mixing, but it shouldn't take that long at all. Only probably takes me like 1 or 2 minutes to get it down to the consistency that you want. But after I reach that consistency, add in the water. Now you want to add in a little at a time. I know it seems like just adding in a tablespoon or 2 at a time is not much at all, but trust me, you don't want to put in too much water. It's very easy to put in way too much water, and then you're kind of stuck with the wrong consistency of dough. So just do it really, really slowly. So as you can see here, we're starting to get close to the consistency that we need. You're going to want it to really kind of ball up and stick together. And you're going to know you're there once that dough starts to really start pulling away from the sides of the bowl. So we're getting really close at this point. So I'm just adding in the last bit of water. And the water really just varies. Again, I'll put the link below to this or actually I don't have a link. I'll actually write the recipe down below. But the water is just going to vary. Just keep adding it in slowly until you get the desired consistency. Now at this point, you don't have to use gloves obviously, but I just like to use gloves. It's just easier for me. And I just basically gather it all up together until it forms a ball. And then when I'm ready, I actually will split the dough in half and wrap it up in some saran wrap, and then once I'm done wrapping it up, that'll go in the fridge for about 30 minutes. Now this recipe that I have below is actually for 1 9-inch pie crust. In this video I actually did basically 2.5 times the recipe. Now after that sat in the fridge for a while, this is the easiest way I've found for me personally to roll out dough. Some people prefer just to roll it out on a floured surface and then roll it over their rolling pin and then drop it onto the pie pan. I am clumsy. That does not work for me whatsoever. So the easiest way I've found for myself by experimentation is just to get 2 sheets of wax paper and to roll it out in between those 2 sheets. Now you'll notice that every now and then I will actually flip over the wax paper, and on the bottom side it will kind of get wrinkly and bunched up, but that's okay. Just lift it up like I'm doing here and then reapply that to the dough and then just start rolling it out again. It's totally fine. It works out great, trust me. And then as you can see here, a lot of times when you're rolling out dough, I know I have this problem where it won't be exactly round. It'll be oblong shape, and then I'll run out of areas on one side where there won't be enough dough, and the other side there'll be too much. So what I do is I found this works great, and this is actually a technique you can use with fondant, not to get off the subject, but fondant with cakes, is I'll actually trim off the ends and then just place the excess dough in the middle of the dough that I've already flattened, and then actually just cover it with the wax paper again and continue rolling it out. So that way I'm not losing any dough, and at the same time it's getting more of a round shape. So this is just, like I said, the best way that I've personally found it to work. So once you're ready to transfer it to your pie plate, just remove one side of the wax paper. And this is the nice part. It sticks to the wax paper, so you don't have to worry about it falling off. And what I do is I will line it up and try to kind of gauge to see where the corners are. So that way when I push that pie crust into the pie, it gives it a little bit of room to work with on each end. Now, as you could see, when I peeled off that wax paper, it came off really, really easy. If you need to, for whatever reason, you could always, after you roll out the pie crust, kind of put it back in the refrigerator to let it harden a little if you needed to, but I've never really needed to do that. Right here, I'm just kind of flattening the edges, and this goes by really, really quick. It doesn't take long at all. And right here, I'm just speeding through, just trimming off the excess dough, and it doesn't take long at all. And I'm setting aside that dough for later. Now, if you want to do the top part of the pie crust, you do it the exact same way. So it is really, really easy, guys. I hope this video has helped anybody out there that kind of had trouble like I did. And again, thank you so much for watching. Bye!